Please, sir. You gotta help me.
Now then, enough of that. Like them all, Dr. Watson, he claims he's innocent.
I am.
He's a hard case.
Sergeant. Will you leave me with my patient?
It's irregular, sir, I don't know. He might do you a violence.
I am a physician, not a judge. I see no violence in him, and precious little that is criminal. He won't harm me.
Well, sir, I don't know.
Thank
as I
you,
really
Sergeant.
want to.
Thank you. It was a foolish thing to try. If you're innocent, they'll find it out at the trial.
I am. They won't. Because of the other business.
What other business?
I was in trouble before, sir. They caught me out in a lie. They'll never believe me now. It'll be a long stretch.
Not if you are innocent.
I was to be married in January. It's all off now. All because of this robbery they say I done.
Calm down.
I swear I didn't do it. I never even set eyes on a wretched thing.
With the blue carbuncle?
Yeah, something like that. You gotta help me. I'm innocent.
I'll do what I can. Your advertisement has produced no result. We must think of something else. We do have time on our side. Horner's case does not go before the assizes until mid-January. I am convinced that Horner is innocent.
Upon what grounds, Watson?
But a guilty man would surely tell a better story. And Horner has scarcely any story to tell. If you had seen him as I did, Holmes, a man who was prepared to die rather than go to prison, I'm sure that you would feel the same.
My dear old friend, your conviction does more credit to your heart than to your head. Come in.
Is it all right if I clear away, sir?
Oh, yes, of course, Mrs. Hudson.
I thought I should let you finish your lunch in peace, for I know Dr. Watson doesn't like to be interrupted. But there is a gentleman waiting to see you, sir.
Who is it?
He didn't give his name, sir.
Oh, let him come up, please, Mrs. Hudson.
Certainly, sir.
Do you think this is Baker?
Well, I'm expecting no other, and his reticence would fit with his other characteristics.
Would you go in, please, sir?
Come in.
Mr. Holmes?
How do you do, sir? My colleague, Dr. Watson.
Delighted to make your acquaintance.
How do you do?
I am led by your advertisement in last evening's newspaper to believe that you have possession of some articles of mine. To be precise, a hat and a goose.
Mr. Henry Baker, I presume?
A Harold Baker.
What?
My late brother was Henry. I live with my sister-in-law, and the goose is for her.
Pray, take a seat, Mr. Baker. May we offer you a drink? I observe that your circulation is more adapted to summer than winter.
It is true, I do feel the cold. That is most kind of you, Doctor.
Is this your hat, sir?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, that is undoubtedly mine.
We had hoped to see an advertisement from you giving your address.
The shillings are not so plentiful with me now as they once were. I had no doubt that the roughs who assaulted me had carried off both my hat and the bird. I did not care to waste money in a hopeless attempt to recover them.
I understand. About your bird, I'm afraid it has gone.
Gone?
Well, yes, it would have been no use to anyone had we kept it any longer. But I presume that this other goose, which is about the same weight and perfectly fresh, will answer your purpose.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Of course, we still have the feathers, legs, crop, and so forth of your own bird, should you show...
They might be useful to me as relics of my adventure, but beyond that I cannot think what use the disjecta membra of my late acquaintance are going to be. No, sir, I think that with your permission, I will confine my attention to the excellent bird I perceive upon the sideboard.
There is your hat, then, and there your bird. By the way, would you tell me where you got the other one? I am somewhat of a fowl fancier, and I have seldom seen a better grown goose.
Why, certainly. It happens that there are some few of us who frequent the Alpha Inn near the British Museum. We are to be found in the library during the day, you understand.
Naturally.
This year, our host, Windigate by name, instituted a goose club.
Goose club?
By which, on consideration of some few pence each week, we were each to receive a bird at Christmas. My pence duly paid, I chose a goose, and the rest is familiar to you.
Well, thank you.
It is I who am indebted to you, sir, both for this bird, which will bring an unaccustomed smile to the face of my late brother's wife, and for the return of my hat. To wear a Scotch bonnet is fit neither for my years nor my gravity. I wish you both a happy and prosperous New Year.
And the same to you, sir.
Allow me, Mr. Baker. A Happy New Year to you. Well, our Mr. Harold Baker has been a great help to us.
You are developing a certain vein of porky humour, Watson, against which I must learn to guard myself. But you do well to chide me. The sister-in-law was a relationship I should have thought of. It makes his neglect even more understandable.
Oh, but you were right in most other respects. Though I did forget to ask him if he had gas laid on in the house.
Those tallow stains upon his hat, which you tried to cover with ink, must have come from a candle. What man uses a candle if gas is fitted?
But supposing his sister-in-law, suffering with him the strictures of poverty, will not allow gas to be used in the house, as the candles are cheaper.
Possibly, my dear Watson, very possibly. After the concert this afternoon, will you partake of some refreshment with me at the Alpha Inn in Bloomsbury?
Delighted, Holmes. And perhaps we may have a few words about geese with mine host, Mr. Windyridge.
Windigate.
We three kings of Orient are staring this we shadow apart. Thank you, sir. Mountain moor and mountain following yonder.
Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. A seasonable cold night.
Oh, it is indeed. 2 glasses of your ordinary, please, landlord.
Yep.
Watson.
Windigate?
Your beer should be excellent, if it is as good as your geese.
My geese, sir?
Yes, I heard of them from a Mr. Harold Baker, who was a member of your goose club.
Ah, Mr. Baker. Yes, he hasn't been in since he collected it.
I've no doubt he soon will be, to celebrate his good fortune.
Well, I hope he enjoys it.
Was it one of your own?
Ah, bless you, no, sir, they weren't my geese. I keep a public, not a farmyard.
Whose were they?
I got a couple of dozen from a poulter down Covent Garden.
Oh, what's his name?
His name?
Oh, I do know some of them down there, and as Mr. Baker said, it was an excellent bird.
An odd name it was, unusual. No, you've got me there, sir. I tell you what, I'll look it up in my book.
Oh. I'm sorry, Holmes, I nearly spoiled it.
By nonsense. The fellow's gone to find out.
Well, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
It may seem so, but don't forget that at one end of the chain we have an ordinary goose, but at the other end there is a man who will get 7 years penal servitude unless we can establish his innocence.
I've got it, sir. Breckenridge was the name.
Breckenridge? No, I'm afraid I don't know him.
Well, here's good health to yourself, landlord, and prosperity to your house.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Come along, Watson. Good night, and a very happy Christmas to you.
Good night, sir, and the same to you both.
Good night.
Good night. Our inquiries, Watson, may confirm Horner's guilt.
I cannot believe it will be so.
In any case, we have a line of investigation that has been missed by Lestrade, and which by mere chance has fallen into our hands. Let us follow it to the end. And now for Mr. Breckenridge. Faces to the south, then. And quick march. Try down here, Watson. Good evening to you. It is a cold night.
Yeah.
Oh, sold out of geese, I see. You seem to be sold out of geese.
If you bide, you can have 500 in the morning.
In the morning's no good.
Yeah, well, no doubt you can find some other stall there's some.
Ah, but I was recommended to you.
Was you?
Yes.
Who by?
Windigate, landlord of the Alpha, Bloomsbury.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did supply him with some.
Oh, and fine birds they were, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Where did you get them?
Now, look, mister. Where are you driving at? Come on, let's have it straight.
I am speaking straight enough, Mr. Breckenridge. I should like to know who supplied you with the geese that you sold to the Alpha.
Yeah, well, I'll talk straight to you too, mister. I'm not telling you.
Well, it's a matter of no great importance, but I don't know why you should get so warm over such a trifle.
Warm? You'd be warm too if you was as pestered as me, mister. I mean, once you pay good money for a thing, you'd think there's when it's the end of the business, but oh no. It's where are them geese? Who'd you sell them geese to, and now where do you get them geese from? Man might think they was the only blasted geese in the world.
Well, I know nothing about that. I have no connection with anyone else who may have been asking. However, if you won't help me, you won't. And there is an end of it.
Yeah, well, then.
Come along, Watson. The bet is off. This fellow won't help us.
Hey, here. Bet? What bet?